trying to get it, man. Get your tail, it's a different lane. When you playing for the winning team, RP to Mr. Wayne's. Bang, bang, we gon' win the game. Court crank, hit you with your pain.
I be spitting real, you be spitting backwash, yeah. So I'ma have to ask you all to back off. Hitters in my DMs try to hit me with the caps lock, cause I'm always beastin' on the camera like the Sasquatch. Waiting till I blow, y'all gon' see me blast off, yeah. And y'all gon' see in front like they ain't act hard.
Can you wash a filthy, salt-covered car in the winter without a hose? Let's find out. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be checking out Detail Co's new Nemesis rinseless wash. In this video, we did a full wipe down and I showed you guys how to easily clean your interior. And it will give you more foam when you agitate. Today I will be doing a car wash on our 2024 Grand Highlander. Butt guts on your bumper or on your windshield or on your hood. This? Into this? Let's find out.
Well, hello, everybody. Happy Monday, last Monday in March. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sorry, I was a little late getting in. We were having some technical difficulties, but I think we are ready to go. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on our guest. And here we go. Hello,
hey,
Will.
Nice.
How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Where do you live, Will? That was the first thing I kept trying to figure out. Are you on the West Coast?
No, I'm in the East Coast.
Oh,
I'm
you
the very
are
top.
East Coast.
Yeah, I'm in
Okay,
Rochester, New
okay.
York.
Oh, that's right, because it
Right.
snows, duh.
Yes.
I'm like,
Not for long though.
Okay.
I got a couple weeks until I'm gonna
yeah.
make a move to North Carolina.
Oh, really? And what's sparking that move?
Well, we visited once and we just really liked it there. You know how the weather is here. We're really looking forward to that. You know, the south and that sun, the nicer weather. So that area has been, North Carolina was one of the top grown states last year. So we really wanted to be there.
Yeah. Well, wow, that must be a trend because we have Sock, right, who also is leaving New York, and he's going to, isn't it South Carolina? Is it South Carolina?
Yeah, he's going to South Carolina. Yep.
Okay, so maybe the Carolinas are the way to go. You might be onto something. Definitely.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So when do you guys plan? Is this move happening soon? Is it still in the works, or is it like a for sure thing?
Yeah, it's a for sure thing. We're gonna move down at the end of April. So just a couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
We're starting to pack.
Okay. Wow. That is really cool. So how far is it from where you are to where you're going to end up?
It's, I think about 600 miles. So
okay.
It's about 10, 11 hours of drive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Becca says she loves the Carolinas. That is one place I've always, kind of looked at. The pictures are insane. I would love to move. Unfortunately,
You're in Utah,
I feel
right?
like no, I'm in California.
Oh, California. Okay. Hey, I mean, the weather there is also top notch.
I really can't complain. I can. I can and I will once it's like 113. I'll complain every day.
Or when you're smothered with smoke.
Absolutely. So, Will, I have you on tonight. I don't want to call it clickbait, as I titled our thumbnail DIY Tuber Secrets, because I really am interested, in the whole DIY tuber journey. And I know that you've spoken about it before, but I really want to dive into it and even further.
Yeah.
What I want to bring up, and this is something that I just noticed, looking at your page, your channel is not even a year old, right? It's 11 months.
I don't know. I honestly do not know when I started the channel.
Well, I do know because I researched it. I went and I looked, and April 17th is your 1 year anniversary.
What? Really?
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
You really did your homework.
I try. I try. I think that's the teacher in me. But you have over 3,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know about you, but I'm struggling to get to 1,500. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's amazing. Your channel is so awesome. And honestly, what I really love about it is the education that you bring to it. But before we get to that, I know you've talked about this before, but give me a little bit of background. Just how did you get into detailing? I know that you live in an apartment, right?
Yeah.
Are you moving to a home? Will you have a
No,
better?
not yet. Not yet.
Okay, so you'll be in an apartment in North Carolina as well,
Yep.
right? Okay,
That
so
has
what
a car
got you?
wash area.
Oh, well, that's a plus.
Even
Did you look? Did you look for that amenity? Was that what sold it?
I mean, that wasn't a top thing, because if I made that the top, requirement, I don't think my fiance would have been so happy. But
Oh.
it was a big plus.
That's awesome. So what got you into detailing? As far as I remember, it was just literally you wanted to take care of your car. Am I right?
Yeah, to put it simply, yes. It's the very generic story that, got a new car, you want to keep it new. So you heard of, car washes are actually scratch machines. So you want to avoid that.
Yeah.
But what choice do you have? So you got to do it by your own hands. So that's the generic story. But the reason why I would even attempt it was because growing up, my brother is a big car guy. He knows almost everything about cars, and he's a painter too. Well, actually, both kinds. Paint on canvases, or he paints bikes. So he knows quite a bit about these kind of things. So when I was still in Taiwan growing up, he would drag me downstairs and wash his cars, wash the family cars with him. So that's kind of where I have a little bit of experience of car washing and how to avoid scratches, those kind of things. So from there, it kind of grew into something else. I started researching, from what I've already know, what else is there? What is really the difference between car washing and detailing? And when you it's been so many years since I last learned about washing cars. What are some newer things that people are actually doing now? And that's when I started my enrollment in YouTube University, and really dragged me down to this rabbit hole. But yeah, that's kind of the start of my hobby, and from there, the things I learned, and that inspired me to start the YouTube channel and shared what I learned. So in a way, I almost would not want to say that my content is like educational. It's more so informational, just me sharing what I do. It's not necessarily that, what I'm doing is the correct way and you need to follow it, but it's just from what I learned and from my own journey into learning what detailing is, what are some of the ways that's worked for me.
Yeah. Well, I think that you're being just really modest and humble, which I admire. But I almost disagree with you, Will, because I find your videos very educational. And, honestly, when watching your videos, you explain things, step by step. You are very thorough in what you're doing. You show people the exact process. You talk about why and why not. I mean, you give people tips and tricks that you're learning along the way. So I don't know about you. I don't know if the chat agrees, but I think you're super educational. See, Rick Smith said the hose swap was pretty educational. And I loved that little flick of the hose, I liked that drama piece. You need to do more of that. That works for you.
Yeah.
So let's just get into these questions then. What inspired you to participate in the DIY Tuber program, and how has it influenced your approach to detailing? Because Ivan he is a big influence in and of himself.
Yeah, I was definitely say he is a big influence. But when I started watching different YouTubers, and obviously I started from the biggest one, Pan the Organizer, and many
Shout out
other
to Pan.
Yep. Many other YouTubers, and DIY Detail kind of just popped up as this brand. In the beginning I was like, well, I enjoy Turtle Wax. This DIY Detail, I don't really love their logo. It seems like something new, hasn't been tested. I don't really know much about them. So in the beginning, I was pretty skeptical. I was more so trusting on brands like McGuire's, Turtle Wax. You know, the average people, they've seen these brands so much. So
Yeah.
as I kind of followed their stories or their videos, and I saw Ivan's methods, and it was such a stark difference to what I've heard and some other detailers are preaching. So that kind of sparked an interest and led me to want to know, is this bearded man lying? Is he just a really good salesman?
Oh my God, I love that you just called him that, the bearded man. That's good.
So that was the question I had in my head. So that led me down to trying out some of the methods, and I was really surprised when I first started trying rinseless. I was, wow, this thing, it looks like I'm just washing the car with water.
Yeah.
How is it cleaning? It's pretty strange, and it kind of plays tricks in your mind. So that's kind of where I started thinking that, hey, they're launching this DIY tuber series, and well, competition or program.
Yeah.
So I should take advantage of that and try out my chances. And I think I had like 50 subscribers then when they first announced it or something, or it was after, I can't remember. But finally worked up to 300, and I applied, and thankfully I was selected. So that was really probably Ivan's salesman skills that really inspired me to join DIY Tuber.
I mean, it's funny you talk about like Turtle Wax and McGuire's. I don't know, the last couple of videos that I've done, I've kind of started to dive into those box store brands.
Right.
I did Chemical Guys and I just did McGuire's, and I've done some homework, and I found out some really cool facts. So McGuire's started in 1901, and it started as furniture polish. I don't know if anybody knew that. In 1973, they became a car brand, and Turtle Wax became one in 1943. So my point is here, those brands have been around for a long time. And you would think for brands that have lasted that long, there's got to be some truth, right? In their products. So I totally agree that those are, those products that people kind of do a baseline, like this is what products are supposed to be. But DIY Detail surprised me as well. Was DIY's rinseless the first rinseless you had ever tried?
Yes.
Yeah. And so is that your favorite rinseless to this point, or have you tried others?
I don't think I
Would you be
I don't know
willing
if I can say I have a favorite yet, just because I haven't tried enough. But I also don't want to say that I want to try all of them, because there's just so many of them. You know, the amount of money you have to spend to try all of them. I mean, yeah, sure, you can try an ounce of it and then sell it on Facebook, and but the thing is, there's been like kind of this habit or culture, I guess, with reviewers. You know, people go on these YouTube channels and watch these reviewers, and they learn from them, and these reviewers, in order to keep up their content, they have to try out all these different products. You open out the cabinet, it's like a rainbow in there, because they got all these different brands in there, and I don't really know if it's the most helpful thing to kind of inspire people to try out all these different brands.
Yeah.
More so, I find what is helpful with reviews is that, you show off a product, and you outline its strengths and weaknesses, and kind of let the viewers choose and decide for themselves, hey, is that the right one for me, or am I going to have to try it because it's the newest and the greatest tech out there. So that's kind of where I have this internal conflict with product reviews, and I don't really like to do product reviews unless it's something that I tried and I just really fell in love with it. Then yeah, I can come off a little pushy on those things, like my little turbo fans. But yeah, I don't really like to pick a favorite, but I think what is your favorite is just whatever that works best for you. And so for now, I have a gallon of DIY rinses still sitting there that I haven't opened yet. So that's gonna be my favorite for until I finish that.
Yeah. Well, see, and you are a perfect poster boy for DIY detail, because I think that is what Ivan would say, and maybe his teachings have influenced you, but that sounds like efficiency to me, and I think that that's what DIY detail preaches.
Well, I think
Would
it's
you
helpful
agree?
because I still live in an apartment and I can't be really collecting all these chemicals.
That's true too. That's true.
Maybe if I get a house in the future, I might change my mind on that, but who knows? Hopefully
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If you do, we'll fill her up for you.
Ivan definitely has a big influence on me with efficiency, and I mean, from my own habits before, the type of guy that cringes when I see someone wash their hands and pull off a piece of paper towel and just dry their hands, throw that in the trash. I would have an urge to go back in the trash, pick that up, and wipe the counter with it before I throw that out.
Oh, okay.
So
That's different, but I can respect that.
so it's kind of like that I'm not actually going to do that. I don't actually do that. But it's just that waste that bothers me. Not that I care that much about that paper towel being wasted. It's just the mentality of wasting things and not really using things to its full extent. So
Yeah.
from that aspect, that's why I would find myself very, very focused on efficiency. Like if you can finish 2 steps in 1 lap, why not? Why not do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that paper towel analogy, I just had an epiphany there. Like that's some pretty I mean, that's wisdom. Seriously though, because I never would have really thought about it that way. And now I'm always going to think of it that way every time I use a paper towel. I'm going to make sure that I'm using it to its full efficiency, and that's not to poke fun. Like that's honestly a very, I mean, that's smart. Smart. I like that. I wanted to, Conway had made a comment about knowing some of the other brands that have been around as long as McGuire's and Turtle Wax. I think he said Simonize. And Conway, if I did my research, I think Simonize, if I'm saying that correctly, is the longest standing detail company to this day. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But let's keep going. So during the tuber program, what challenges did you face and how did you overcome them? Like, what were your biggest challenges? I could tell you what mine were, but I'm curious to see what you think.
So challenges, there's a couple. Before DIY Tuber, I just kind of decided, oh, I got this idea. I put it in my notes app. Why don't I just pick one of them and do a video for this week? And that was kind of how I decide on what videos to make. But all of a sudden, you start DIY Tuber. Every week, you have approximately, well, precisely 7 days. You're given a topic, a prompt, and you just have to follow that and have a video filmed, produced, ready to go in exactly 7 days. So it really puts you on that schedule, and I think that is one of the biggest benefits of DIY Tuber, is that to do well, at least from what I know so far, to do well, consistency is very important on DIY Tuber. So from that aspect, it kind of puts you in a habit of getting in a routine and now really get too in depth into a video that you need a month to produce, to make, and to plan. So from there, you kind of learn that, hey, you gotta have a video up every week and you gotta plan for it. And you can only spend a certain amount of time on it. And at the same time, the prompt that was given to us, they're all the same for that 1 week. So you do have to think of a little bit outside of the box as to how you can still stay within that confines of that topic, but still make it a little different. That when you release a video, your other DIY tubers are not going to have the same exact title as you. So that's one of the challenges, and I think it's a challenge, but also the biggest benefit as well.
Yeah, consistency was one that you had to have no matter what. Like there
Yeah.
was no getting around it. I think that's where I struggled the most. I am trying to be consistent now, but that's not easy to do when you're not consistent to begin with. You know what I mean? So that was a challenge for me too,
I
trust
mean,
me.
yeah, if you have life
You
and things
know?
get in the way.
Yeah, that's just it. You know, things come up and there, but I mean, when you have a strict schedule and honestly, I think that was probably the best lesson I could have learned from Tuber as well is just that consistency is really key. Um,
Yeah,
and
but
I fell off for a while, but I'm trying to stay consistent. You have stayed consistent.
yeah, unfortunately, I also developed a bad habit of banking on videos. I would film like one weekend. I'll have you like, oh, this weekend is I'm a little more free, so maybe I'll try out 2 different ideas, and I'll film 2 videos, and I'll bank on those footage, and I have video ready for weeks before I even posted. Just because I in my head I come think like, hey, what if I all of a sudden this one week I'm really busy and I don't have time to film. I need videos as a backup in a back burner to release them. But I'm trying to be a little more consistent and not post content that's made 2 months ago because it makes it a little hard to stay current.
Yeah. And I wonder, I mean, I guess being current, I mean, does it even matter? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean,
I
if you're putting out a video that you did in the winter, but it's summer, does that make a difference? Chat, what do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, I also wonder that too because I think last week or the week before last week I was gonna post something else. I was gonna post the Turbofan video first, and then my fiance was like, "Hey, you got that hostess wash video that you filmed, right? I think you should post that first because winter's already ended, almost ended. So I don't really know exactly how YouTube algorithm works, but maybe at the time, if it's more reliable, it'll perform better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who knows the algorithm? I haven't figured it out yet. Have you?
I don't think anyone has figured it out besides Mr. Beast.
I know that's true. He kind of broke it with that. And look at what Ivan says here. He says, we film 40 at a time. So 40 videos at a time. God, I just don't, that's amazing to me. Like that blows my mind. And they're all amazing. You know what I mean? Like they don't fumble on any of them.
Right. You know, I would love
Wow.
to have a seat in their studio and just watch how they film. I
Me
feel like that would
too.
be, you know what, Ivan? Maybe you guys should produce a video on how we make a YouTube video. A start to a start to finish process. I feel like I'll be really interested to see that because that's pretty incredible. 5 per day.
Okay. It's only 5 per day, Will.
You know, sometimes it takes me 10 minutes to get one intro. 10 to
Yeah.
20 minutes to get one intro because we have that coming.
We have a good job.
I'll
That's
be
what we
looking out
need.
for that. But yeah,
Yeah.
because I think one of the other struggles I faced in before and during DIY detail is that when I film a video, I should I should really have better planning, like maybe writing out a rough script at least, because a lot of times I would just kind of wing it, and that kind of takes up a lot of my time because I keep messing up. I don't really know what I'm saying, and I'll be looking at
Yeah.
the camera and forgetting what this video is even about. So then
Hmm.
that really eats up a lot of time, and it also makes editing a little tougher because you have to cut through things. So that's also
Yeah.
one thing I'm still trying to get better at.
Yeah. That actually leads me into my next question. So, how do you balance creating engaging content while still ensuring education? And I know that's what DIY Detail is very passionate about. And I'm sure during the tuber program, that's what was told to you that they needed to be educational. I know I find just what you were saying is that sometimes you get, or I get, caught up in the banter, not trying to be funny, but I'm just kind of a silly person in general. You know what I mean? I don't
Yep.
always take things so seriously, but then sometimes I feel like that comes off a little weird in my videos, and I kind of get away from the education because I'm being silly. Like, I don't know how to balance that. How do you?
Right. So it sounds to me it's kind of like that personality versus educational, more line by line scripted kind of video. And
Yeah.
I think that's a very hard thing to balance. And multiple times when I'm editing, I was like, I sound so robotic. And I, a lot of times I'm not really happy with how I'm coming across, how I'm delivering the message. I wish I could, give it a little more personality and make it a little more conversational. Because I feel like, at least from the videos I'm watching on YouTube, they have that personality and it draws you in. It makes you feel that personal connection with this person in the screen. So it sounds a little silly, but at least it retains your interest a little and makes you feel a little more invested. It's kind of like a TV show.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I have that balance yet. And I mean, like you said, I haven't even done this for a year. And for so many YouTubers that actually made it out there, it takes them years to get there. So
Yeah.
I think it would just come in the grind. Maybe, hopefully, it's not a grind.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I think it is something that takes time, but I'm listening or I'm reading a lot of what the chat is saying, and I do hate the sound of my own voice. And so I think that's a problem that I've always had. But I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it is what it is. You should always just be who you are. I guess that would be the moral to the story, right? Just be yourself.
Right. But the other thing is also, I watch these podcasts, and these people, they just go up stage and they just speak, and
Yeah.
they sound like they are reading, or not, they don't sound like they're reading something, but it sounds like they have their entire speech already planned out, and they have given it so many times in their heads, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. It really inspires me to want to know how to speak well, like that. And a couple weeks ago, I think I was watching Chelsea's podcast with what's his name, Hudson Archer.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fellow Gen Z, and I was like, wow, this is
Yeah.
this is someone that I should look up to and someone I should learn from. And it really inspires me and really want to push me towards that.
Yeah. I definitely think that guy or that kid, can I call him a man? I don't know. How old is he? Like 18? Whatever. He has a gift. He inspired me too, man. I was in awe listening to him. Because he is, so wise in his ways for being so young, but he's definitely somebody that, again, he inspired me. So,
Right.
Yeah, it was insane. I'm like, if I could make the amount of money you make, kid, just tell me what to do. No.
I mean, a guy like him, who wouldn't want to throw money at him?
I mean, I might. I just might. I think I even asked, like, how much is this? And do we know it works? I need proof here.
I'd be throwing ones at him.
I mean, let's go. I mean, yeah. I'm not. So how do you stay motivated? Let's continue talking about content creation. I think that there ends up being a lot of people in chat, and just a lot of people in general who want to start channels or just starting channels and aren't sure, about how to go about it. And I'm really interested in this whole content creation because, again, you haven't had a channel very long,
Right.
but you seem to be on the right track. And I think that you're one that people can really learn from, you're one that I learn from. So how do you stay motivated, not just consistent? Because I feel like you have the consistency down, but do you want to, do you aspire to be as big as Pan? Like, what do you see for yourself and how does that motivate you?
Right. So I don't exactly have like a 5-year plan with where I'm going with this channel. I more so see it as a hobby for now, and I don't exactly plan for it to be a full-time thing or spend 20 hours a week on this. So it really comes down to that balance, how much time you're willing to spend on this. But to answer your question, how do I stay motivated is I don't really know. I think
That's fair.
for
That's fair.
at least for someone to want to start a YouTube channel, it's not. I think it's important to not start it with the intention of, hey, I want to have 100K subscribers, and I want that recognition, I want that fame, I want that following, all the fans. Because if that's the reason why you start a YouTube channel, at least from what a lot of people say, it's not going to work. You're gonna get burnt out. You're gonna lose motivation. You're going to not know what to do with your channel in a short amount of time. Because for me, I started a YouTube channel because I had something to say. Not to sound like I have something to criticize or something to complain about. More so that I have something to share. So it should really come out of what you want to provide, and not what you want to receive. So that's kind of where I get my motivation from is, hey, this week I need a video. What is kind of in my mind that I kind of want people to know and what I want to share with people? What are some things that I might find valuable that I when I first started, and if I heard it earlier, it might have helped me in my learning. So those are kind of the questions I ask myself, and that helps me stay motivated and get ideas. And really, the motivations really only hit when I have these ideas. So in my own process, at least, is to wonder those questions first. What you have to give the world. Then with those ideas, I get motivated. Then I start making those videos.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you ever had a video flop, or did you have one during DIY Tuber? And what was Ivan's response?
By flop, what do you mean?
Like, did you ever have a video that you felt didn't go as well as you had hoped it would? Or where Ivan might have given you some constructive criticism and you felt like, man.
I mean, for sure. This is one thing that I learned along the way, is that please do not ever have any expectations as to how the video you're about to post is going to perform, because they almost never go the way you want.
I know.
I think one, it's not, I don't know if it fits the definition of flopping, but one I was really hoping that people would find interesting was the exhaust tip cleaning one. Because
Okay.
I was cleaning my own exhaust, and I did this little polish, metal polish on it, and it got so shiny. And I was like, dang, this, I got really excited about that. And I was like, hey, I think people are going to be out there polishing their exhaust tips now, and they're going to be jamming their easy detail brushes into their exhaust too, just like what I did.
Yeah.
But no, it's not, it didn't happen the way I wished. And I don't know who said that to me. That people saw that clip of me just jamming the brush into the exhaust, and they're like, oh, that's gonna get views. No, I did not.
No.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think those expectations are really healthy. Yeah.
Sorry. I had to put that up. You're hilarious, Ivan.
Yeah. Well.
You lost your train of thought, Ivan. See what you did.
Yeah. I don't even know what I was saying earlier. But anyway, those excitations, not healthy.
Yeah, exhaust tips. Not that fun. You know, I was going to do a video on doing that same thing, cleaning exhaust tips, months ago, and it just did not go well. The camera angle that I had was just horrible. I think I literally spent like a couple hours editing, and I ended up just throwing it in the trash because
Dang, that's the worst feeling.
it really is.
It's like you put in all those hours of filming, and you had this idea, and it just didn't happen. But I guess I in some ways I'm kind of used to it because for my job I work in design, so back in school our professors would tell us that, you know, of the 10, 20 ideas, they might all be trash but one.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's normal to us that you toss out most of your ideas and really just stick to one, because that just really is what the creative process is like.
Yeah. I find that sometimes this is probably going to seem weird to some people, but I will literally wake up in the middle of the night and have like an idea for a video. Really, that's how much I think about it these days, because, you know, not because I care about subscribers, because I really don't. Like I never intended to even be where I am, you know, doing a podcast with Thor and even growing my channel, being on YouTuber myself. Like I would have never dreamed of that in a million years.
Right.
But I'm constantly trying to think of, you know, ways to not just entertain people, but also educate people and just do things different. And you know, there's sometimes I'll just come up with these ideas, but sometimes they fall flat. And I think I need to start writing them down. Like you mentioned, a notepad.
Right.
I
started doing that.
Because
I started doing that because I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Hopefully not, but you all of a sudden have this great idea and you know exactly what to do. But then half an hour later, after a meal, you're like, hey, I had this idea and what was that?
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
That's the worst feeling. And it's like you're just letting it escape.
Yeah. Oh, there is feedback. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure how I solved that. If you know how to solve that, let me know, because I hear it.
Is it from me?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
gonna mute myself.
No, it's me. It's me. Sorry, guys.
You should get your ears a little further from the mic.
Maybe is that what it is?
You can test it by doing this.
Hello. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go with it, guys. Anywho, I apologize. I'll fix it. It says the microphone and your AirPods are too close. Okay, what if I did this and I take one out? No. Well, great, guys. I don't know what to do.
I don't really hear it.
Okay, I do. I hear it in my ear. It didn't happen last time. I know it's always me, Keith. There's always something going on. Sorry, let's keep on with the show. So actually, you know, this is the perfect time. Let's go ahead and get into the product of the week.
This week's product of the week is Detail Co.'s Soft Detail Brush Set. This set offers precision and versatility for all your detailing needs. With soft bristles and a range of brush sizes and colors, this set is perfect for delicate surfaces and intricate areas. Get yours today at thehouseofrags.com. Chris 10 will save you some change.
All right, and we're back. And just so the chat knows, I will be giving away 2 Detail Co. brush sets at the end of this. So stick around. Will, are you ready for something I call the hot seat? I didn't tell you about this.
Oh, you did not?
Are you nervous? Don't be nervous.
I should have done my homework.
Nope, it's super simple. They're literally just quick kind of like this or that questions.
All right.
So chat, be listening, because I might use them when it comes time to actually question. So here we go. What do you think? Notorious or unnoticed? Which would you rather be?
Unnoticed.
Unnoticed. Play it safe or risk it all?
Risk it all.
How about a specialist or a generalist? Which would you rather be?
A specialist.
Okay. Would you rather would you rather visit the past or travel to the future?
To the future.
Okay. Cookies or cake?
Cookies.
Tomato, is it a fruit or vegetable?
To fruit.
Good answer. Warm climate or all seasons?
Warm climate.
Okay. Two more. Windows open or closed?
Closed.
Okay. Would you rather visit an amusement park or spend the day at the beach?
Beach.
I thought you were going to choose amusement park. Do you like roller coasters?
Oh, shoot. Amusement. In my head, I was thinking museum for some reason.
Oh, so amusement park is what you would have chosen?
No, I think
No.
I'd rather go to the beach. But, I like nature better than roller coasters.
Do you? I don't know if anybody visits theme parks, but there's a place here called Magic Mountain. I know this is off subject, but they just closed a ride recently because somebody literally died from head trauma.
What?
Yes, on one of the rides. You know what I mean? Crazy. And I love roller coasters, but that freaked me out.
Like head trauma
anyway.
hitting one of those.
Yeah, like from the ride, you know what I mean? Just their head, they keeled over and died at the hospital. Blunt force trauma to the head caused a brain like aneurysm or bleed or something crazy, right?
That's horrible.
Oof. Yeah, it is horrible. All right, let's get back. We have a few more questions. We've been on for 40 minutes, so I usually go an hour. Well, I will respect your time because I know that you are, 3 hours ahead, and I know most of the chat is too. I think most of you guys in here are East Coast. So let's ask a few more questions, though. How about with DIY? Which products do you find most effective in the DIY detail line, and how do you use them?
The most effective. I mean, I feel like
which ones you like.
I feel like the obvious answer would be rinseless, but I don't think I will go with that. I think I'm gonna go with all clean.
Okay.
Just because it can be diluted 15-1, and I kind of have been using it as how Yvan teaches. I use it for degreasing. I use it for bug on the bumpers, and I use it for wheels. So it's one product that I use for all these different areas. And sure, sometimes for really, really dirty wheels, it's not the strongest chemical, which is a sword and a shield at the same time. So in those cases, I would probably go with something a little stronger. But for the most part, most vehicles that I get to wash in my own vehicle, all clean was well enough.
Yeah. So is that the only APC that you use? Is there any others that you enjoy, or any other chemicals from DIY that you enjoy other than rinseless?
Yeah. So when all clean doesn't really cut it, I would use Dark Fury. So it's kind of like that backup, super strong chemical, and also it will. I was gonna use a bad word, but it will not do good things to your nose. So I don't really like to use that, and all clean does not smell like that at all. So it has that much more pleasant use. But another product is, I think I have to mention this because their green brush, their wheel and body brush. Man,
oh yeah.
When I first saw Yvan using that on someone's bumper on a black car, I was like, man, this guy, he's not only a good salesman, he might be a liar too. Like, he's lying with a straight face. He's not scratching. So
That's funny.
thinking that he's lying, I had one of these green brushes as well, thinking that it's the same brush as the one they sell on their website. It's only $10. It's one of the cheapest brushes out there. But
Yeah.
until I got one in my own hands, I was like, whoa, the density of those bristles is thicker than any brush I've seen, and it really feels super soft. I think last time I had a podcast with Sock, that thing, I was telling him about it. That thing can really go on your face, and it can brush your face with it, and it will not hurt. That's how soft it is. So I swear I'm not doing an ad for them, not getting paid. But that brush really, truly is the softest brush of most brushes I've used.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started watching DIY detail videos, I promise you, I thought the same thing. I also thought the Barrow brush, the white one, or like the off-color cream one, just when you see it on camera, you know what I mean? It looks like it is, I don't know, like nails. Like it looks like it would be nails scratching the barrel. Like it does not look, doesn't it? It didn't look appealing to me at all. And then when I tried it, I'm like, oh, okay. So it's kind of crazy, right? How they come across on camera, because my first thoughts were both of those brushes, like there's no way, but lo and behold, those are actually both, Tampico brush. That's what it's called. They're both amazing.
I still have that in my laundry room. I got it a couple months ago. Still been hanging there. Never used.
Oh, really?
Too scared to.
Oh.
But, I'll get over that hump one day. But as Evan said, when they're dry, they feel pretty stiff. I was playing around with it. I felt it in my hand. I was like, there's no way in heck I would use that. But from what he claims, so far Evan has not been a liar, but he might be on this one. Who knows? What he claims is if you soak it in water, it'll get a lot softer. So I'll just have to try that out. Yeah,
it's true.
You gotta reduce that friction.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. No, it is true. And you know what I do is, I have obviously a brush for wheels. So I always, when I use it, I just put it in the brush at the beginning of the detail. And by the time I get, all of my things together, ready to go, I feel like it does. I feel like it just drinks up water and it really softens.
Right. Yeah. But one thing with wheel brushes, I don't want to go too long about this, but I recently did this test on these brushes. I did it on a black door panel that I got from Scrapyard. A lot of them do scratch. And I mean, I was just using rinseless as lubricant. It wasn't heavy soap or anything. But even with the easy detail brushes, when I just glided on the paint, no pressure, it was just rinseless, I could see scratches after. And that really did not inspire too much confidence. So it makes me wonder, why are we still using brushes when we can be using microfiber barrel brushes? Would those be safer? Because the question comes down to, is it better to risk those brushes sometimes scratching, leaving a little bit marring behind? Not marring, just a little light scratches. Or is it better to risk those microfibers grabbing grit and not releasing those grit as well and potentially scratching onto your paint? So that's kind of a little nerdy deep dive I've been wondering.
No, I mean, it makes a good point. Ivan says one, rinseless is a better lubricant than soap, and the brushes are safer than microfibers.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I have tried, the microfiber, or like I guess you would call them microfiber wheel brushes.
Yeah.
Like the barrel blades from Autofiber and whatnot. Yep. And I prefer like the easy detail brush. I actually just, Ivan's brush is great. I also just bought the one on Thor. It's General Car Care. It's a big gray brush. That one's really great too. I just feel like they clean better. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. What do you think, chat? Microfiber brush or like easy detail? I'm not sure. That would be a good video. Look, see, idea. Write it down. Okay, let's see. Where am I here? Trying to keep going with a couple questions here. Can you share some insights on how small YouTube channels can grow their audience within the car detailing community? I feel like you have some good insight.
The thing is, I don't think I do.
No?
As you said, I haven't even been doing this in a year. Really, I think not having a goal of getting more subscribers might be beneficial, because if you just have that single goal of, oh, I'm only gonna upload videos to gain subscribers, to gain viewers, then it could compromise what type of videos that you're posting, and it could impact longevity. At least that's what I find. And instead, I think it might be more it might be more beneficial to kind of look at different strategies that people are using, not more so the type of content that you're posting, but look at what the strategies, such as the same video, you can frame it as, hey, how do you do this and that?
Mm.
Instead, you can frame it to 5 ways to achieve the top result with $10.
Yeah.
So from what I've seen, those are kind of the things that will be a little more catchy to viewers' eyes. And I find framing is a very important way of helping you grow your audience, at least for the demographic I'm going for. But as much as I can, that's almost as much as I can give, because I don't really know. The 3,000 subscribers that I just recently achieved, by the way, thank you guys for all your support. That, the majority of it was from one video. So
What video was it? Do you remember? I don't know if I remember.
What was the name of it? Oh, 5
Maybe.
useless techniques.
Oh, okay.
So just that one single video kind of blew up and brought in hundreds of subscribers. I don't know if it was 1,000. I don't know, but I remember that was a big jump in my subscriber count. So in a way, I don't really exactly know what I'm doing, but I do find those kind of videos that videos that would appeal to shorter attention span people. That sounds bad, but it
No,
does
it's
help,
true though.
because you're framing it a movie into these short little snippets, so that makes it a lot more digestible, I find, and
Yeah.
that's where I think it's really helpful, the framing.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that, and I think that's probably been my biggest hang up is I think the attention span is something that's kind of huge right now to really think about because,
Yeah.
I mean, we all know social media, things like TikTok especially, has caused people's attention span to just, I mean, it's not great. And I
Yeah.
talk too much. So like I constantly have to think in my mind like, okay, I need to break this up instead of having this long drawn out conversation. And that's something that I kind of struggle with. Um, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah, again,
that's
it's
a
that
big deal, I
balance,
think.
making something super quick and digestible, and something complete on the opposite side is making it a little longer, let your personality out a little bit more, having a slightly more intimate connection. So those are kind of the two ends that you kind of have to marry them a little.
Yeah.
I find a lot of these bigger YouTubers, that are more successful YouTubers, are doing a great job at. And I
Yeah.
guess it just take us time to get a grasp of at that.
Yeah. Ethan just made a comment. Ethan, I apologize if you thought the title was clickbait. I really am trying to, talking about this and talking to Will just because he did win DIY Tuber. Ivan and DIY have a lot of insights that I know have influenced Will. I know that have influenced me. And so I feel like a lot of what we're talking about in terms of content creation is based on Yvan and DIY Details influence, which I was just going to bring up the whole educational piece again, because I really feel like when you watch DIY, their content is nothing but educational.
Right.
Eddie Cologne, I don't know if you've paid attention to his channel. It has just completely blown up. He is on fire. And in conversation that I've had in a group chat that I'm in with him recently is, he was talking about how it's the fact that his videos have just become more like how to use this product, more educational. So I wonder if that's really the ticket, if that's the niche that most people are looking for, is how to use a product or how does this work?
See, before Eddie went into more of those educational videos, I was watching him for a while, and what I really admired him about is how much he lets his personality shine through. He would just all of a sudden sing on camera, and he's really willy-nilly with his filming, and he makes it really casual. He makes it very welcoming and familiar feeling. So I don't know, at least personally, that's where I think is really attractive, at least to me. And I suspect that might have a big reason why his channel grew so much and has a pretty solid following.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, watching Eddie's videos they're a complete joy. Like, you always know that you're in for some kind of treat, and it is his personality. I absolutely love it. I mean, I don't know anybody who does not. And Taylor just made a comment on here that video you were talking about is at 75,000 views right now. That's insane.
Wow. Yeah.
That is so amazing. Do you ever go back and look at your videos and your views? Like, do you ever go back and kind of, look to see where they are?
I don't really, but maybe I should. There's, I think there's all these tools that you can go back and analytics that you can go through and see, at what point you're losing viewer attention, and what are some things you say that makes people click off videos, the whole Mr. Beast thing. But I don't know, I haven't cared that much to do it. So
I know Yvan has talked about, in the past, changing thumbnails, like making new thumbnails. I think that's something I want to start trying for my older videos and see if that makes any difference, because I think thumbnails do make a big difference. And I like that you're consistent with yours. Like yours, they all kind of follow the same, kind of gradient and color and font. And that's not a bad thing. Like I kind of like that.
The thing is, I think
on purpose?
In the beginning I did, but I think that I kind of put myself in a box now. I kind of resent it. Is that, do I break this style? Because I'm kind of stuck in this, and some of them are starting to look the same. I'm starting to get tired of them. So I'm kind of thinking of maybe changing them up, maybe adding some more things. I don't know. In the beginning, I just thought making it consistent, it might, when you first go into YouTube, you don't even really need to read anything or see who that video is posted by. You already know who that is by just a quick glance. But that was my idea, but we'll see.
And I think you're onto something with that. I don't want to beat this topic, beat it over the head or anything, but just once, final saying on this whole education thing is, I also think about the fact that when I started, just like you said you did, I went to YouTube college. So when I first got onto YouTube to learn how to detail, because I will admit that this is where I learned what I know, and I keep learning, but I was searching the how-to videos, and I feel like YouTube is that kind of place for lots of genres, not just detailing, right? Like, people go to YouTube to see how something works, right? To see what it looks like, how it's to be used. So I think that's something to think about for anybody who is thinking of starting a video or who is just getting started. I really think that like educational piece, the how-to, I think that's where it's at. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's the value you got to get out of videos, right?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. What is one thing you wish you knew before starting your YouTube channel? And I'll end our questions here and then we will do a giveaway.
Ooh. I swear I had an answer before, but now I forgot.
That's okay.
I think one thing I wish I knew. I wish I knew how much time it takes to plan for a video. Before, I was just making videos and winging it, and I had all this time to prepare for it. But with DIY Tuber, now we're working in a time constraint, and I can't really just, because now I have a strict topic. I can really spin it. I can really spin my video to whatever I want. I have to stick to it. So that means I had to plan. And
Yeah.
I think DIY Tuber, the videos I made then, was a big driving force in my growth as a YouTube channel. And I think that was because the extra time that I put into planning in these videos. So I guess to answer your question is how important it is to plan for your videos, and writing some scripts, having a good idea of what your video is about, have a structure to what your video is going to be, a start, what the meat is going to be, and then the end, what viewers can take away from. So I think that is a big insight that I got from DIY Tuber, and I wish I knew how I can plan for videos better much earlier. And even I'm sure in the future I will say similar things, and I do want to get better at planning even still, because a lot of times I go into filming, I still don't know what to say, and I still stutter, I still say the wrong things. So that is an ongoing battle I'm going through, and I want to get better at.
I love that your fiance is in here and she is claiming that she is your camera woman, which I think is absolutely amazing. But
Yes.
Conway is asking, what do you edit with? So what program do you use to edit?
What do you use to film? I use a regular camera. I don't have it here, but it's a Sony camera. But you don't have to use that. An iPhone will work perfectly, but I use DaVinci Resolve. It's free.
DaVinci.
Yeah, it's free, and it does have a little bit of learning curve. It's not going to be as easy as CapCut, but it is very powerful if you want it to be. It can be a professional tool. It can be an amateur tool. So, and on top of that, it's free. So
that's awesome.
And by the way, shout out to Taylor and Ethan. Taylor, my camera woman, my fiance. Without her, I wouldn't be able to do this channel.
Oh, that's so sweet. Really, that touched me. Well, that's awesome. I love that. Let's do a giveaway. What do you think?
Yeah,
I think it's time.
Let's do it.
Thank you to those who have stayed on. Again, it's been a little over an hour. And like I said, I want to respect Will's time and everyone else's time. So I'm going to do 2 giveaways. I'll ask 2 questions. And if you will email me, and I thought I put my email in here. I did. If you will email me at KaylinTorres82@gmail.com, I will make sure that I get the brushes to you. So this is for the Detail Co. soft brush set. And you can choose whether it be purple or green. Let me know when you email me. So here is the first question. In Will's last video, what did he review? In Will's and sorry, I muted myself on accident. In Will's last video, blowers. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh, well, wait a minute. Tone. Yes. He said Amazon fan, and then he came back with turbo fan, which is what I was looking for. Blowers, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with turbo because I think that is the politically correct name.
No one cares about that.
Oh, you don't? He got it, yeah. So I'm going to go with Tone here. He said Amazon fan first. Tone, if you will please email me again at Kaylin Torres, as Becca says, 82.
They do blow, though. They blow real good.
I haven't watched that video yet, but I've looked at those. So I'm going to have to go watch it. Are you saying that is something that we should all acquire?
Do you have an air compressor?
I do.
Yeah,
so I
you
don't.
probably wouldn't find. Yeah.
So I hate turning on that air compressor sometimes.
It's just this little
it's so
thing.
Loud.
It's my hand.
Oh, okay.
I have it on my desk because I use it around here, and you just kind of turn it on, and that was probably very loud. Sorry.
That sounds powerful. Ivan says
OnlyFans.
Will's only fan.
Jeez,
Ivan is on a roll tonight. This is the Ivan I love. Yes, Ivan. All right, let's do one more giveaway here. I mentioned the day and the year that Will started his channel. His 1-year anniversary is coming up. What is the actual day and year that Will started his channel? Oh my gosh, Tone, you can't win again. All right, now right? I'm going to ask it. Yeah, 417. That's what I saw on your channel, 2024.
Oh. That was 11.
Okay. Let me see. I'll ask one more question since Tone. How many subscribers does Will have?
You want them to have the exact number?
Well, whatever it shows on YouTube.
Oh.
Make sure I have it. I'll give it. I'm gonna give it to Ghost because he was exact. 3.7 is what it says. 3.7K. Awesome. All right, Ghost. Again, please email me. There you go. Kaylin Torres 82@gmail.com. You guys also, if you are not subscribed to the House of Rags, please do so. We have great podcasts every week. So many amazing people who come on every day. Thank you so much, Will, for sharing your time with me. I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Christy.
It was amazing talking to you. Yes, and thank you, chat. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh.